Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 430. It is the second day of the week, aka the special Buchanan workout. I'm feeling very good right now. I'm very excited for this workout. But anyways, to the main subject for today. The ability to repair modern technology sucks. So the main reason why I wanted to discuss this today was because yesterday I didn't get to work out because our dryer decided to stop working. And of course, opening up a dryer is not as complicated as one might think, but it's still a process. And in today's episode, I wanted to be looking at the obsolescence of technology, the fact that companies do this all the time, how things made in the past was definitely better, general fuckitude that we have to deal with certain things that just kind of stop working randomly. Sure, there are certain technologies that have gotten better to the point where now you don't even have to get a new one. Something from 10 years ago is still just as good. This computer is about 5 years old and it's still great, you know? Yeah, they want me to upgrade because they want to get rid of Windows 10, but it's a whole other story about a whole other day. That's completely different because that's another slight difference. But I'm talking about generally speaking, the older stuff was better because it was actually fixable and also just generally easier to maintain and also was able to maintain rather than a planned obsolescence that's happening to all technology. This Samsung that I use as my phone is 10 years old. It's a Samsung S10, I believe. Yeah, it's a Samsung S10. This phone is almost a decade old now. Still works perfectly fine. I have not touched it at all. I miss technology when it did that. But even then, when that phone was big, they were still coming off the Note 4 exploding in people's pockets. So there's still some kinks that were worked out even later on, but it's just annoying that we've gotten to this point now where you know that whatever you're getting is going to be bad within like 5 to 7 years, thus making it so you just don't really want to upgrade, especially if you're the old school stuff, especially because the old school stuff still fucking works. I've been watching a bunch of videos of like old PC parts and stuff, and like this guy ends up buying like $5 graphics cards, and they still work fine. Like they're old. You can't play like the newer games at like a high end, high frame rates, but you could still do a bunch of shit. And let's be real, gaming has sucked since 2017 and you can still play all those games. So you're fine. It's a very interesting thing. So in today's episode, we're going to be looking at that, how there are people out there like Louis Rossman, good YouTuber, very into the knowledge of knowing how to fix shit, but also just getting out of that because there's only so many iPhone fix-it videos you can make, but still, very interesting stuff there. We're going to be looking at that, and as well as just how they've really tried to be like, all right, this thing is fucked, here's a brand new one, and it's just kind of like, all right, now you're just making waste, and now it's just a whole, like, different concept, and now you just want another $3,000 from me for a new dryer when this one is piece is broken and all this other stuff, because now everything is kind of niched out and everything else, and how things are just fucked in that sort of sense. So today we're going to be looking at that and a few other things when we get to Mother Base. All right, so started this day off with squats, which were pretty good, but anyways, back to the main subject matter for today. The ability to repair modern tech sucks, or planned obsolescence. The main reason why I wanted to discuss this is because I had to skip my workout before this to fix my dryer. It took weeks in order to fix this fucking dryer, not because of like me having issues on actually obtaining the parts or anything like that. It was down to the quality of part, which is a whole other conversation, which we will have some other day, but also as well, just the amount of effort that is needed to get into everything and all the tools that are required in order to fix something, that in which is the most modern version of this dryer that I got, because apparently it's like from 2015 or something like that. But I was watching videos of older ones and it was so much easier to get to all like the parts that would need to be replaced. And it's very annoying seeing this. And this isn't the only thing that's like this. Computer laptops have gotten to the point now where it is ridiculously terrible to try to change anything that isn't just a battery. So it's very annoying. But not even just that. That's just Windows, apparently. The new Apple Neo laptop apparently is really fucking good when it comes to serviceability, which is an insane thing because it's Apple. They are known for literally being the the worst repair people when they will try to sell you an entire phone rather than just fix the fucking screen on it. But that's the entire point. These new technologies have gotten so quote unquote advanced that fixing them is so almost not worth it in a lot of cases that you'd rather just create a bunch of e-waste. And the issue is a lot of this shit is fine still. A lot of computers and laptops that were around 10 years ago are still good. It's crazy to me that Microsoft is making it so you have to have Windows 11 now, which is insane because you have to have something that's slightly modern so they can actually watch you in secret and do all this privacy invasion, but that's a whole other story. But that they're trying to make it so there's a shit ton of e-waste that honestly, you slap Linux on all these computers that are quote unquote obsolete and they're working fine. They're doing everything that you need to, but just with Linux. So I will forever be a fan of that and I'm grateful for that. I want to learn more about Linux and get away from Windows because of this type of stuff. Because if this type of a planned obsolescence is so stupid, I've had the same phone for the past 10 years now and it's still fine. It's still 100% good. I don't understand what the point is of getting anything new besides, you know, if you have some actual use case for it, like let's say your phone is like cracked to hell or something like that. That's understandable. But most new technology, hell, even tech from 5 years ago that was the high end is still good today. As well, having the issue with terms of service being updated constantly and you are agreeing to it, whether or not you actually agree to it, is insane. The amount of emails that I remember getting after 2020 that was like, hey, we are updating our terms and service. Hey, we're updating our terms and service for like a bunch of shit that I don't even remember being a part of. And now all of a sudden they have like, they can basically deny you a suing claim if they decide, hey, you signed up for a free trial on Disney Plus and your husband accidentally died at one of our restaurants. Fuck you, you can't sue us anymore. That's the insanity that they've gotten to when it comes to that style of stuff. But as well, they probably have put somewhere in the clauses that say, hey, you can't repair your shit if you have agreed to this. So if you signed up for whatever thing we make you sign up for whenever you're logging into something, you can't do that. Sorry, you can't repair whatever you're using this on or whatever other bullshit that they do with that. The combination of smart technology with old technology has gotten to the point where people are putting screens into refrigerators that now have been terms of service updated so that now they have to have ads on the fucking screens, which is an truly insane thing to have to deal with. I really don't get that one either. I think that when you marry technology and old school tech or just things like the bed, it's a recipe for disaster that I don't understand anybody in their right mind would possibly want to do this. One of the scarier thoughts in my mind is a all smart home. There was literally a Disney Channel movie about it years ago with the one lady from Married with Children. That's how long ago it was. But it was basically that the house took control and got out of hand and all of a sudden locked the family in and went insane. That could easily happen. They want us to keep getting more and more new tech as time progresses. And it sucks because all of it is equaling to a whole lot of nothing. Tech really stalled 10 years ago and really hasn't moved that much. Everything else is just bonus little extras or things that you don't really need. How many people are actually gaming in 4K currently? You know, how many people are actually taking advantage of these types of future end things? You know, if I bought a Red camera from 10 years ago, that's 8K. People, they're still catching up to that entire technology in the modern space. What is the point of going so fucking far into the future? There's no point. There's no point in going into that future-proofing that far. And it makes it worse when you're even trying to fix it because then they've made it so cumbersome and so inoperable to fix it that they'll just say, hey, fuck you, just buy a new one, because it's actually probably going to be easier than just saying, hey, I'm going to sit here and try to diagnose all of this. And that's the worst part of it all. It makes for a mountain of just trash that could have been easily fixed, or just if they would have taken 5 seconds to develop it correctly, to have it so it could last. But unfortunately, nothing's really built to last anymore. And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped. We have one. Calf raises because my calf kind of hurts, which I figured out why, but that's something for a different story. But anyways, back to the main subject matter for today. I don't even know if I want to call this planned obsolescence, but just modern technology sucks more likely than not. Yeah, it fucking sucks. Sure, there are some benefits, but we've gotten to the point where the apex of benefits are starting to outweigh things. And I think that the best way to describe it is now I live in pure fear of what's going to come next. I think we've gotten to the point where people's fucking beds started malfunctioning because of they become too fucking smart. So I'm just waiting for the next smart thing to come up, so then that way we are locked into an ecosystem of one brand, or worse, sorry, your monthly subscription to your roto tool is no longer working. You're going to have to pay $6 to unlock it for literally everything in your life. And it's not like this is even far-fetched. We literally saw this when the internet went down, like not that long ago, like last year, when like half the internet went down. I believe like AWS fucked up or something like that, and a bunch of smart home shit just started going haywire, with certain people not even being able to go to their own fucking house. So we're getting to that point where we're seeing technology become man-made horrors beyond my comprehension before that I didn't even think of. All of a sudden you're thinking, holy shit, this is even worse than it was before. I'm already imagining that this thing is already listening to what I'm saying, but it's also probably reading my thoughts. This microphone is on all the fucking time, even when my computer's off. It has the light always on, which is fucking annoying because this never happened before. But hey, there's probably something in the terms of service that says, hey, I get to listen to you, so I can say shit like, Hello Kitty, buy Hello Kitty. And then all of a sudden I'm going to get ads on Instagram about Hello Kitty shit that I have absolutely no interest in, but it heard me say that shit, so now it's going to come up on your feed too, because this shit is so stupid. We've gotten to the point where technology is listening, watching us, and making any type of actually knowing how it works and or trying to fix it yourself so inoperable that we have to kind of either outsource it to some random guy at a kiosk at a mall, aka a phone shop, or B, pray to God that somebody made a YouTube tutorial on it and pray that you have all the equipment for it, because for some reason it takes 6 different types of fucking screws in order to open something nowadays. It took me 3 different types of tools in order to get that fucking dryer open. I remember watching a tutorial for like an older one, because dryer flips are a big deal in like, you know, the flipping land, because you can get them for super cheap and fix them for super cheap, sell them for cheap, but you're still making a profit. But it took just a fucking Phillips head. That was it. You need 3 different types of tools in order to open the fucking thing now. It's like they've over-engineered into a whole lot of nothing. I even had a discussion about this with my friend recently, where we were talking about the fact that they changed all the innards of a car to be a screen, and absolutely no one likes that. I think that we can all agree on that. Kind of a different story for a different day. But still, it's like we've gotten to the point where we have almost reversed back. We've gone backwards in technology in a certain sense, or just usability, where they've stripped it down into a whole lot of nothing and now made it the subscription model, which has been an issue since it started. See this video right here. So it's just annoying now, because now I honestly wish like I had stuff from the 90s that I could just reuse. Shit, this camera was super fucking easy to pick up and use again. Fucking, even though it was just 1 episode, if I had more tape, I'd probably do it again. But then getting that tape onto this fucking thing is a nightmare that I haven't even touched yet, but I know I'm gonna have to touch it. You've seen the episode, so you've seen it. So it's just annoying because I know that it's going to be a process, you know? But I know that it's going to look sick, because it brings back certain memories. Whilst great, looks excellent, sounds excellent. I used probably the audio for this. It just doesn't hit the fucking same, you know? And just like any old appliance that still fucking works. People still use like appliances from the 1950s when they were built different, you know? Literally. And they still work. They, honest to God, work with manuals that actually were useful, instead of it just being one giant ass QR code to go check the online manual out, which always sucks. But anyways, I digress. With that being said, though, tell me what you think in the comment section down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this one. If you have some particular thing that's new in your house that all of a sudden sucks because it doesn't do what the old one did, or it does a shittier job, please let me know in the comment section down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Keep it heavy. Stay safe out there and stay warm. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.